So I saw a post. This woman said that she divorced her husband because he was too perfect. He wasn't cheating. He loved her. He was doing everything that she had asked him to do, but she divorced him. So I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this because one, I scroll down. You know how it is when you see a post that you kind of question. You read the comments. Don't act like you don't. So I went through the comments and I saw a comment from another woman, and she, I guess she decided to speak for all women and said that as a woman, she says that she was cheating on him. Like, she divorced him to leave him for another man. And here's the thing. That is not true. So of course, I had to go back and comment on her post or her comment, because that's not, look, I don't want us out here spreading lies. So what is it when you feel like the relationship is so perfect and you're sitting there, maybe even walking on eggshells, thinking, when is the bomb going to drop? When is that going to happen? Let me say, women typically, I'm not saying all women, because on this channel, I'm not going to ever talk about all men or all women. But what I will say is that women typically do not leave relationships for another man. Men typically, when they do leave relationships, on average, we find that they usually leave for somebody else. Men will go with the ho hum and just be marching along to the beat of their drum until, if they happen to find someone else, then we see them filing for divorce. Then we see them leaving the relationship because they have found somebody else. They have found a replacement. Unfortunately, it's the truth, and it's a terrible thing to do. Not even that the cheating part, but I promise you, what you think is on the other side is greener on the other side. Typically, that grass is not any greener. It's the same dead grass with a couple of spots in there, because people in the beginning are going to show you their representative. Anyways, what we're going to talk about in this video is, why would a woman leave a relationship she deemed perfect? I didn't classify the relationship as perfect. She deemed the relationship perfect herself. These are her words, not mine. And if you've been following me for a while, if you've been watching my videos, you probably know the answer to this. But in case you don't know the answer to it, because I had to go back in there and correct that lady, it is because her nervous system is used to chaos. She's not used to a secure relationship. She's not used to a relationship that's boring. There's no drama. There, you attract a partner that what? Listens to you, validates you. You guys get into a disagreement. He sits down and has a conversation with you. She sits down and has a conversation with you. She isn't chasing you. She isn't going through your things. She's not screaming and yelling at you at the top of your lungs. When people are used to dealing in chaotic relationships, their nervous system, when they get into a healthy relationship, their nervous system is thinking something's wrong and something's off, because you're so used to somebody upsetting you. You're used to unhealthy relationships. So when you finally get into a healthy relationship, because you have never calmed your nervous system down, because you have never learned what a healthy, secure relationship looks like, you feel like that relationship is boring. You feel like something's wrong in this relationship. Something is missing. And these are her exact words. Something is missing from this marriage. And what's missing is the chaos. What's missing is the crying yourself to sleep at night. What's missing is the incomplete communication, the lack of validation. What's missing is the cheating, the abuse, or whatever else is going on. Things that make you feel like, okay, this is how somebody shows love, because they're cussing me out. Other relationships, I knew that he really loved me because he was super duper jealous. He was very possessive. He did all these things that made me feel like that was love. But baby girl, that wasn't love. That was abuse. We too old to be out here still not understanding and knowing what a healthy dynamic feels like. Because when you're in a relationship with someone who's emotionally mature, when you're in a relationship with somebody who knows how to communicate, who knows how to apologize when they're wrong, who knows how to say, you know what, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, and for that, I apologize. How can I make this right? When you are in a relationship with somebody who puts your needs up there along with theirs, that can be boring, because what you're missing is the fights and then the throwing of the dishes and cussing each other out and not speaking to each other for days. You're missing that stuff because your nervous system is used to that stuff. That ain't healthy. Like, no part of that is healthy. If it's first time to my channel, y'all, I am Vee Mindful. I'm a relationship coach and published author. Y'all, on this channel, we talk about everything related to relationships. That means, I love to talk about love and intimacy because ultimately, I think we all want to be in a relationship to where we can feel completely vulnerable with our partner. And that's the intimacy part, right? We all want to attract love. We all want to attract not just any love, though, healthy love. And that's what we're talking about in this video, because a lot of people have never seen healthy love, never felt it, never been in it. And you know why? Because you don't know what it looks like. You don't know how it's supposed to feel. And if you are of mature age, it is absolutely your responsibility to learn it. Because why? And this is the point that I was about to get to before I introduce myself. If you don't ever take the time to learn what a healthy relationship looks and feels like, you will continue to attract unhealthy, toxic love. You will continue to be in those relationships where you won't experience love and true intimacy and true vulnerability, because your nervous system will always be stressed out and you'll always be up here, right? You have to get to a place to where, you know what, I know what healthy love feels like, and this isn't it. I could tell you years ago when I was married, I highly doubt that my ex-husband watches any of my content. I hope the hell not. But either way, when I was married, I had a lot of flaws, right? He had flaws, I had flaws. We got married I'm not gonna say very young. I was in my 20s when I got married, right? Back then it would literally, whatever came to my brain would come out my mouth. And I could probably kill somebody with my tongue if I wanted to, right? Don't get it twisted. That talent, I'm gonna call it talent, because if you ain't never been cussed out by me, you missing out on something. And the thing is, I went out and got feedback, like what are some things that I need to work on? Because I'm huge into growth. I want to know how I could do better, right? Because that was literally my greatest flaw. I had to spend time learning how to respond and not react. I had to learn that that is a very unhealthy way to communicate in my marriage, right? But I had already gotten divorced. We both made some mistakes. I don't fault him 100% for the demise of the marriage, just like he doesn't fault me 100% for the demise of the marriage. We both played an equal part, but we created a very unhealthy dynamic in our marriage. So I had to go back and really get into the studio, and I'm gonna call it the studio, but I had to work on myself. And I hired a coach when I started on my journey. You know how when you start working on yourself, things start coming into alignment, as they say in the manifestation world, right? Things start coming in alignment with you because I'm starting to level up. Then I'm aligned with the coach who then is, she came into my life, y'all, when I was just starting that growth journey. I started reading books. Y'all, I read a lot of books because I believe an educated mind is the key to having a growth mindset, right? I started reading and reading, and then I meet this coach, and this coach I've been with for almost 6 years. She has been pivotal in my journey. And that's why I firmly believe in hiring coaches, whether that's me, a love and intimacy coach that can help you, because you can't see your own blockers. I'm sorry, you can't. You cannot see what's standing in your way. You can't, just like I can't. That's why I still have a damn coach. I have two coaches. I have my life coach and I have a business coach. If you don't learn what a healthy relationship is, when a healthy relationship finds you, like it found this lady, when one finds you, and God willing, we hope one finds you, you're going to drop the ball just like this lady. You're going to let it go. Why? Because that person is up here, because they've done the work. They know how to communicate properly. They know how to do all the things they're supposed to do in a relationship. And then there's you, who's not on their level. So while they're up here, they're loving on you, they're trying to love on you, treat you like a queen or a king. But because you haven't fully worked on the issues that you have, you're not able to maintain that connection because you guys are not on the same frequency. You're not aligned. You're not aligned. And so how often do we know that, according to her, this man was perfect? He was perfect. She dropped the ball and divorced him. Can she attract another great relationship? Yes. Yes, she can. She could probably go out here today and get one. But if she doesn't work on herself, identify her triggers, learn how to communicate, learn how to calm her nervous system down, learn what a secure, healthy love looks like, she's going to lose that relationship too. So I say this to you, y'all, if nothing else, if you don't know what a healthy relationship feels like, and I say this all the time, my parents have been married 52 years. I've seen a healthy relationship all my life. Okay, all my life. My parents are still married. They're in their 70s. They are still married. Thank God. And I'm still daddy's little girl. I have a very healthy relationship with my father. I have very healthy relationships with all three of my sons. But I know a whole lot of people who have very chaotic relationships with either their children or their parents. Yeah, and so those people, if that is you, you probably have never seen or felt a healthy relationship. And you have got to learn that, because y'all, life ain't that damn long. The quality of your life is going to be determined by the quality of your relationships. Y'all, if you need help with trying to figure out that dynamic, because I want a healthy relationship to find you, and I want you to be ready. The key thing is you got to be ready. If you're not ready, you're going to fumble every good person that comes your way. Click the link below in the description, y'all, to schedule a one-on-one call with me. Y'all, I will tell you, I am moving away from one-on-one coaching, and I'm going to focus on my group coaching program. All right, y'all, till next week, y'all, take care.